A feeling close to paranoia took hold of me as soon as I awoke. It was in the air like the humidity. In the same coffee shop, two young women were covertly whispering to each other as I ordered the same bagel that did not end up tasting as good. When I turned to look at them, one got up to go to the bathroom and the other furiously texted on her phone while looking anxiously up at me. Instead of under, I walked over a nearby overpass past the Capitol, only to realize I'd left my aviators back at the hotel, only to realize they were in my pocket. I felt a nervous twitch in my left eye, something I hadn't had for years, and so I put them on by obligation. A murder of crows, as they call them, flew low and heavy in some strange pattern, as if a mysterious force was making them uncertain. Their call was anxious. As I approached, they went into frenzy and flew up, up, and away in different directions. A poor omen and unnatural behavior if I'd ever seen it. I decided on the back entrance to the museum because I could enter directly without an elevator. I would know it when I see it. It fortunately wasn't a very big museum, but I would try the antiquities first on the upper floor. I paid for my ticket in cash in exact amounts and spoke as little as I could to avoid having my accent heard. I was already in the museum when I realized, like an idiot, that people are still wearing medical masks, and I could have done the same, but fortunately, I had more at my disposal. I walked up the stairs and into the small impressionist wing. There are a few Monets, a Gauguin, Renoir, Degas, and Van Gogh, the usual suspects. I had met a few of them if you'd like to know, but no stories there. I am in no small amount jealous of them, but this time I felt comforted by their presence of their art. The paranoia that had been tingling all over my body seemed soothed by the soft wash of colors, the blurring visions, the tender caress of their brushstrokes. I could hear them each say, "Go easy." I felt a little contact high as a docent nodded to me like we were agreeing that yes, art does indeed make you feel good. I made my way through and around religious iconography and much closer to my birth date, the Middle Ages as it was known. Museums always irritate me a little because so many get the dates wrong. I want to find someone to correct them. No, you see, I knew this painter here. He was not even born until... But I had given up long ago. I marked each piece a little passively, at times forgetting why I was here. You'll know it when you see it. Is that so? Was Barnabas thinking I was someone more interested in playing his game, or... But there it was. The room went silent and the lights dimmed. I felt my eyes start to twitch rapidly and then stop completely, like a bird surrendering to someone holding its frantic wings. But there it was, a bunny. A painting of a blue bunny on a sleek tile. A tile I knew well. A bunny I knew well, one of my bunnies. One of the many lost in the fire at my monastery. A rabbit with its front legs extended, leaping, its ears extended to ridiculous effect, painted in a blue paint hard to procure at the time. You could not see the back legs of the rabbit properly as the tile was broken. There below in my very small writing was Aga. The date and location was frighteningly accurate. It recognized the decorator as possibly beginning with Aga, and that it could have been for a child's room. I suppose that is somewhat true. Yes, I remember. I was writing Agatha a letter for her to find, should she return and I would be gone. A rabbit was leaping away. I painted it to indicate I was away and where to find me. The letter I remember wrote to her some sensitive feelings that I was only then able to put into words. How I felt about her, how I felt about life, how I felt about it all. Then, lost in reverie behind me, I felt a large presence, but I was calm as I recognized his voice.
Agatha found it years ago, held on to it. Then the Napoleonic Wars. Agatha died, I took hold of it, lost it again. Finally located it with a collector thanks to the internet several years ago. Bought it and then donated it anonymously to the museum a few months back. Needed a little persuasion, of course, for them to feature it, but here you are, Neto. Agatha told me how crestfallen, how you lost all your work that time, anyway. Surprise, old chap. I think you can gather that I don't need you to take it, not unless you want to. There's no big conspiracy, no plot to get you back in, just this. A kindness. Did you think I wasn't capable of such a thing?
My eyes were welling up with tears, but I did not move to turn to Harry.
If you don't need to say anything, please don't. I do hope that we can have a chat, though. There are some things I'd like to talk about, namely...
Harry stopped in the full sentence. His speech began to slur.
Neto, what are you doing?
I turned to him. His ferocious jaw clenched. His eyes indicated for me to look towards a far-off wall. The art was moving. A tapestry of medieval knights was springing to life and poking with their spears at the edges of their glass encasement. I turned to my rabbit, and it too was vibrating to life, almost glowing with a white light around it. The room became a blur. It felt like a fog was encasing us in swirls and shapes. The art, a vase here, a wooden Jesus there, struggling to life. It is not me, Harry. What is happening? But Harry could not respond. His powerful jaw by some supernatural force shut completely as he fell to his knees, his arms gone rigid as if he were trying to wrestle from some invisible chains. I looked to the exits, but there seemed to be a strange blur blocking each of them. Then from a blur he appeared. A baby-faced, light-haired young man in a familiar green peacoat and paint-stained jeans, but wearing a backpack this time of some kind with a long antenna sticking out of it. He paused a good 7 paces from me, Harry still struggling unnaturally with his back to him, now in a frightening paralysis. "Who are you?" I said. The young man smiled, looking pleased.
Allow me to introduce myself. God, I couldn't pull that off. That sounds so stupid. I just wanted it so bad to try it as an opening line, but we've already met. I was really hoping we get to chat a little more yesterday. Welcome back. WTF, was that right? But anyway, hey, you're Neto, right? That's stupid. I know who you are. Hi.
I stared blankly at the young man, still eyeing Harry with concern. Harry looked locked in his struggle. He had stopped trying to speak and now concernedly looked like he was struggling to breathe.
My name is Simon. I don't know if there's like a formal way of doing this, but I'm one of you. I've been really excited to meet you as I've heard a lot about you from Harry mostly. God, there's so much I have to go over, but first things first.
The young man grabbed a phone from his jacket pocket and texted or something. 3 large men and a small old woman, all in masks, entered. They were all wearing docent uniforms, though I do not remember passing them. One large man stepped in between me and Harry. "What are you doing? What have you done to him?"
Oh, he's not in any pain. Not really. He's just incapacitated. I really think it's best my friends here take him out of the way for now and then we can talk. Cool? That's cool with you? Okay, cool. I will 100% explain. You'll be 100% satisfied. I totally promise. Cool. Okay, guys, go ahead, as planned.
2 other large men grabbed Harry from either side, lifting him and carrying him from out the room. The old lady, familiar to me, escorting them out. The man standing between us then looked to the man named Simon.
Oh, you can go. It's fine, really.
The man looked a little anxious, nodded, then screamed. We all looked down to see a tiny medieval knight on horseback jamming his spear into the goon's ankle, the spear then sticking out like a large abstract thorn. The goon kicked his foot wildly and nearly decapitated the knight, who quickly sprung into action and fled back on his little horse to the anterior wall, where his cavalry were still struggling to get out of their glass encasement.
Oh, whoa. Take care of that outside, okay? I think it's, best if... Okay, thanks.
The man pulling the spear out grumbled and hobbled out of the room. There was a silence as we both stared at the tiny spear on the ground. The room still buzzing with activity from the art, encased in a frame here, hovering on a vase on a plinth there. Somehow we tried not to get distracted.
Far out. I'd heard about this. That was hilarious, by the way. But I guess this isn't the time. All this stuff's a little distracting, if I'm honest, but it should end. Let's see, right about now. There we go.
With that, the art, once animated, became as still as before, only now in their new unexplainable position. It was the kind of stunt Banksy only could dream of. The antenna on the young man's backpack gave a slow buzz as it retracted.
So we've only got about a minute before stuff hits the fan. We've got to be out of here, so I'll be quick. My name is Simon Drake. I'm a vampire. I said that. Anyway, Harry, Barnacle Harry, I love calling him that. Harry bit me 8 months ago. I know, right? Stuff's wild. He was my mentor, but things soured with us, and yeah, anyway. I'm sorry to say I followed you to find him, so sorry about that, but had to be done. I'm rambling, but we should talk. I think we might have more in common than, the vampire thing. I don't like blood either, all right? That's something we have in common. Not into that? Not so much, anyway. What else? Dang-a-lang. I really had so much to say, but I think it'll be some other time, eh? You don't have a cell phone, huh? Well, I'm probably not going to have the same resources from here on out, so maybe you can hit me up at this email?
He handed me a card. I took it. I was too overwhelmed to speak. I kept anticipating Barnabas to come leaping back into the room, screaming with rage, destroying everything in his path.
Okay, that's my time. Hey, that sounded kind of cool, didn't it? That's my time. So, anyway, I don't worry about Harry. Worry. We just need to work our stuff out. Kind of had it coming. Anyway, nice meeting you, man. Wish it had been just me talking, but next time, right?
He looked down again at his phone.
Oh, dang. Okay, bye, Neto. Email me, please.
He ran incredibly quickly out of the gallery. I turned then to look at my rabbit, and saw only a blank tile with the letters Aga still on it. I scanned the room and could not see it anywhere, but I needed to go. I walked quickly out the other door. Nothing seemed changed. I saw Docent down from another gallery simply looking curious at me as I made my way to an exit. Then, the alarm. I had no choice but to go through double doors I was not familiar with. I shoved my jacket into a janitorial closet, then into an elevator, and down into the main lobby.
Is that a fire alarm?
A lady asked the guest services as I exited the elevator, now as an elderly man in my chemise anxiously making my way to the exit. I walked half a block to a tunnel where 2 buses were just arriving in opposite directions and got onto one. Too panicked to even remember to pay the driver. He yelled at me. I pretended not to hear, then he gave up as I sat down, feeling my age now for the first time in a long time. The bus stayed still for a moment, so I looked back out the window behind. And just as the bus started moving, I saw it. My blue bunny, sitting 3-dimensional on its haunches at the corner of the street, staring in my direction, its little nose twitching, and the barely perceptible cloud of thin white flames encasing its body like a supernatural shield. Next to the rabbit was a man on their cell phone, completely oblivious to it. He looked at me and waved like he knew me. I waved back like I knew him, my eyes still locked on the rabbit. I tried to tell the bus driver to stop, but nothing came out. As we made our way into the dark mouth of the tunnel, the lights in the bus flickered, then failed suddenly, only the headlights guiding our way. In the middle of the darkness, I thought I heard Harry's voice.
Agatha.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.